ahead and get y'all turned around here. I have y'all here located on the M7 gimbal. Sorry for the mess and everything, guys. But we're going to get everything rolling for this ramen. I've got some things already pre-made. We're going to be talking about ignited. So ignited cutlery, okay? That's one knife that we're going to be using today. The joy of cooking. They really bring it to the kitchen, guys. Now, my package did get damaged when I ordered it from them, but that's okay. It says kitchen knife, but we're going to be taking a look. You can take a look at this beautiful packaging. It's a shame that it did get damaged in shipping, but you could literally just hand this to someone and it's already gift ready. Now, I've taken the liberty to go ahead and set this one on top. You can see where they took the time to make everything presentable in a very professional fashion. You can see the texture here on the pack of wood featuring the 3 rivets there. And then you can even see us in it. It's so shiny. Ignited cutlery there. Steel is AUS 10. It's going to last you longer in the kitchen than your average knives. Now, this knife retails typically for about anywhere from the $60 range all the way down to a nice $40 range if you're looking for a good one. However, Ignited is running a sale on their channel. I do have some links here and there that will get you to their channel. If it's hard for you to find, just let me know. But with this knife, guys, if you go to Ignited, you can find this one and many other great knives. If you want to, I can definitely show you real quick. So this one, get it to focus in here. There you go. So this one here is by Ignited as well. This is an Akiri 7-inch. This one's going to be great for chopping vegetables and other things that you would use a chef knife for as well. This one actually shows you the rating for the knife on that Rockwell. That's the hardness of the blade. This one comes between 56, 58. So that means that it's going to last you a good time, like probably a couple of years before you have to sharpen it. Now, if it's heavy use, probably a year, because it is the 1.4116. Okay, that nice German steel there. Now, there's one step below an AUS 10, but this knife is sharp, let me tell you. You've seen me use it once before. This one's by Ignited, but look at this one, guys. This is their commemorative edition. Look at that beautiful, it's all in one. Could you throw this in the dishwasher? You could, because look, there's no seams. Would I recommend it? No. It would probably dull your knife. Never wash a knife, whether it's $1 or $100 knife or $1,000,000 knife, in a dishwasher. Just take a look at that finish though. That rock, that steel rock kind of finish, all the way even onto the hilt. The butt of the knife has a wonderful pinch grip. I have a big hand, but this is that AUS 8 steel. Now this one is a Rockwell of 60 plus or minus 2. So it could be up to 62 or right there at 60. This is when they were established there. So 1997. Look at that, guys. They've been around for a while. Ignited, I've seen them before. I had to get this one because I'm a collector. This one was only for 2024. It's selling out fast, just like this one right here. This one sold out on Amazon, TikTok, and some other channels that I was watching it on. Right now, they do have this one on sale and some of their other knives. They have different specials that are going where you can get one knife and maybe get one free from time to time. I think if you sign up, you can get 10% off there when you go to their channel. But just want to give them a shout out because they did send me this knife. I already bought these other two on my own, and I just was in love with them and just reached out to them and was asking them like, "Hey, what's coming out next?" I've owned a few of your knives, um, because I wanted to stay on top of Ignited and really represent my kitchen well with fine cutlery. And so that's what I did here. I have knives of all caliber from Shun to Dow Strong. I have a premium grade. I have low grade. I even have a Dollar Tree knife that I've done some experiments on. So I have all calibers of blades. I've done this for now over a year. I've just now started doing it on my YouTube. But look at this blade just a little closer. Look at the shine and polish that they put in here. Now this is a folded steel. As you can kind of see it there. I'm trying to get everything to be nice and shiny. AUS 10 located right there. Let's get down to business, guys. So today we're going to be making my ramen. I wanted to take it something higher step than your typical ramen. I did go ahead and pre-prep some things. So I am sick. This is the reason why I gave this one some soulful ramen. I'm not feeling my best today, but I'm going to power through because y'all are important to me. I appreciate everyone that's able to be here tonight. If you don't mind, guys, go ahead and tap that screen. Grab that like for me real quick. We are fixing to take off. We're going to start off. We're going to be prepping our vegetables here. Like I said, guys, I do apologize. I am sick, and I am trying to do my best for everyone here. So we have already, I've already prepared. Um, I've already prepared everything for us today, guys. So we won't even have to go through everything completely. I'm just grabbing a couple of things over here behind the camera. I see I'm losing people, but that's okay. I know a lot of great people that'll come through later. So if you have a favorite knife or anything and you want me to look up and maybe review it, drop it down here in the comments. Go ahead and say hello so that YouTube recognizes that you're here. And we will be starting up here just shortly. All right, guys. Thank y'all for joining in here tonight. Thank you for showing some love on the screen. Hello, Global. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. All right. So I am going to be going over a recipe. I have it here. This is mine. I came up with it. I put it in my notes. This isn't just an old phone I keep here to store all the recipes I come up with. So with this one, I'm just going to do a quick slow roll here. Now this phone is also what my kids play with, so bear with me. Okay. Just doing a slow roll so then y'all can come back later and follow some of these steps. Okay. All right. Let's scroll back up here to the top. So up first, we would have kind of prepared and marinated our steaks, right? So I've already done that. So I've had them sitting for about at least 10 minutes or so. Okay. So in this, I put about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Okay. You can even see some of the chili flakes in there. I already had some minced garlic done. Now, if you wanted to, you can do this too. You can get some already pre-made. It's already pre-minced and already cut up. Save you some time in the kitchen. Now, what I use tonight in this as well is this beautiful honey. Look at that. See the crystals already starting to form on it. It's all natural. From Jonesboro, Arkansas is where this one came from. Okay, so all natural honey went into this mix. And then I added this a little bit later as some organic in the glass jar if you can hear it. Then we added those red chili pepper flakes there. Okay. And then I did do 1 tablespoon of sesame oil just to kind of set everything up to let it bind together. Okay. So you can, if you don't have honey, you can use sugar. Brown sugar would make it a little sweet. Um, but you can use just regular sugar if you wanted to. I'm just going to set that aside over here. Now I do have a couple of carrots. Um, I'm probably going to have to kind of peel that one down a little bit. I did wash them already. So what we're fixing to do here is you want to go ahead and have your wok. Let's take a walk on over here, guys. Boom. There's my wok. We're going to go ahead and get everything kind of sizzling, if you will. I'm going to get this kind of up to about a medium heat to high heat. All right, so what we're going to do is I've already got a couple spoons of garlic in there from our container right here. Let's see here, bring it back over here to the action. So I've already got a couple of these guys. What we're going to do is I'm going to stack these up real quick. So like I said, guys, I'm doing this while I was sick, but you know, I think the ramen's going to hit the spot. And if I can get y'all in here. As you see, it just chops right through there with ease. You can rock chop them however you want to do it. Just take your time, keep your fingers. I can hear it sizzling behind me right now. Okay. So now I'm going to move this on into our wok over here. Let's see here if I can get this on here like that. Okay. What I'm going to do is caramelize these and some yellow onions. Okay. So with our yellow onion, just going to chop that end off just like that. Gonna chop that out. Look at that. Right through it. No problem. Just gonna score that outside edge. And sometimes I peel that outer layer off just because sometimes there's things on that outside layer that you don't want in your food. Okay. Just gonna toss that in the sink, give it a quick rinse off. Bring it back over here. Just right down the center, just like that. Now for me, I'm just going to create some thin slices, and just look at that onion go. It's just cutting through it with these guys. If you want some shorter pieces, look at that. Oh, if I could have held on to it, it would have been just fine. You can get them as thin or thick, however you want them, because eventually it's all going to go into the broth. Alright, that is sizzling up nicely over here. We're going to go ahead and grab these up and slide them on in. Let them caramelize a little bit. And we'll come over here and take a look at everything momentarily. I'll turn on this AI tracking here shortly, guys. Now, when you're cooking in the wok, I do recommend, I don't know if I put it in my recipe here, but in this skillet, because I'm using a wok, I do recommend using a vegetable oil or sesame oil, mainly a vegetable or a peanut oil, just because with you're going to get some flavor. Two, it's going to help keep everything from not sticking to the bottom of your pan. Keep them in there. And I went ahead and had some mushrooms here. I'm going to go ahead and chop those up just a little finer, just so it's not such a mouthful. Look at that beautiful piece. I like to let some of my mushrooms caramelize down with everything. Okay. Just for the amount that I'm putting in, I wanted to go ahead and add a little bit more garlic to it. Alright, guys. So we've got our meat set up. We've got some of our other stuff already chopped up. I'm going to go ahead and chop these up real quick while I am, and you just want to get everything bundled together because we're just getting rid of right here on the edge. There we are. What I will do, notice I'm pushing away from the blade, not pulling towards me. I'm going to take these white ends here and add those. I'm going to save these last few pieces of green to garnish the top later. We'll just cut them up right here at the top of the everything right here. So I don't know how everyone else is feeling, but the sickness has been running around. I'm hoping this soup will definitely bring me back to life. Cutting off the ends. Look at that. Nice hard carrot. What I want to do, let's look at that. Thinly slice this carrot. Uh-oh. I think we're running into some issues with my gimbal here. Pardon me. Yeah, what it's doing is it was giving me a warning that the sensor may be getting too hot for the weight. So give me a second. We're going to adjust the camera down a little bit. It is burning hot here. I will have to reach out to them on that one. Okay. So yeah, the gimbal is great, but it is going to take some getting used to and having to track and figure out everything it needs to do. Because right now I'm operating the M7 gimbal with an iPhone 16 Pro Max, and it's not liking it very much. I'm just going to let these kind of cook down a little bit at a time. Check them, stir them as you go so nothing burns and sticks to the bottom of your skillet. So you can cut them how thick and however you want them. There you go. If you wanted, you can just do some rock chop, make them a little smaller, where they cook down a little quicker and a little easier in the pot. There we go. Get rid of that end piece there. Let me check this over here. Hi, Phoenix. Hello. I have heard that. I have heard that, guys. I've heard that the elderberries. Sorry, guys. I am reading down here in the chat. I have heard that. That those can be good. Now, this is another way you can do it as well. Get it where it will set flat. And just go ahead and have it cut in two. Just simple movements here. Just all depends on how much time you want to put into it. If you're in a rush, you got guests coming over, it's late at night, you're sick, and you don't want to spend a lot of time on it. I do recommend just take a couple seconds though to make sure your carrots are cut the way you want them, because if they're too thick, and I just had a big chunk like this one, it would be quite tough to chew on. Grab up the rest of these carrots in a second. So I will say, guys, that it did come through my house Um, my littlest one, he's still sick right now. I'm going to bring this over because y'all have all been so patient and waiting. Just look at the glaze on those onions. The carrots are playing catch up. Probably definitely recommend starting off with your carrots a little sooner. Um, the greens are kind of cooking down nicely. The my garlic that was in there is cooking down to a nice brown tone. Now, I'm just going to add a little chili flake to that. Just a little bit. You can add it to taste. What I'm hoping is that chili flake will help open up some of my sinuses. And then I'm just going to add a few more mushrooms to the mix over here. You can add a lot or a little, just however you want. I caught up some of those pieces a second ago because they were quite large. So I do apologize. When cooking, if you ever come across anyone cooking, be patient with them. They're not sitting there in front of the screen the full time, just because they're trying to make sure they're not burning anything down. So bear with me. Smaller pieces out of here. Okay. The rest of that I'm going to put back there. Let me check what I had typed up here. All right, guys. So that was just a little bit of the prep work. I know my gimbal is running a little hot, so let's come on over here and take a look at everything else going on here. All right, now we're getting up and we are cooking together, guys. So I want to say shout out to Rising Phoenix, Global, and Jocelyn. I appreciate y'all. Hard hand for you guys. If you're on the outside, go ahead and tap that like and share it out. Bring your friends in as we cook together tonight. Just want to caramelize everything down, let it all kind of cook down. Because what I'm fixing to do here in just 1 second is we're going to add that beef broth, a little bit of Pico Man, soy sauce. So what I want to do, thank you for those hearts. What I want to do now is we're going to introduce some of that beef broth. I'm making a beef ramen. And we're going to let some of this just kind of cook on down. Okay? Now, I used some of this and some other stuff, so it's not a full broth, so just base it on what you have here. Now, I did put some instructions that you can use there. All right. And then I'm just going to add just a little bit of water. And for my size, I'm using roughly about a half to a cup of water there, just so it's not so overpowering. Now, if you want it more beefy, leave it as it is. We're just going to let this kind of sit here, stir it up, and cook together here. We're going to add our ramen here shortly. And then we want to crank that heat up onto a high heat because we're going to bring it up to a boil, okay? So how's everyone doing tonight? I see those hearts. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right. So as this is heating up, we're going to get ready to start searing the steak here in just 1 second on the other side here. Now I already started started with a little bit of sesame seed oil in here when I was cooking already. So as it's heating up, I'm just going to drop some soy sauce in there. Now a half is probably okay. I'm going to try and do this one by taste. We'll set it back there just in case we need it. Now for me, I like a little bit of ginger. So if you're watching, here's the treat for tonight. This isn't actually on. This one isn't actually on my recipe that I just showed in the scroll. So if you're watching this far, thank you. If you forgot, go ahead and drop that like and subscribe for more. Ginger is a good one. And then this one here, this is another seasoning, which I would just recommend having. And it's mainly just for the ingredients that's in here. The salt, the pepper, and the garlic. Just going to add, now this is rock salt, pepper, and some garlic. Just to kind of bring everything up. Going to mix it up right quick. You can see we are reaching those temperatures that we're wanting from that high heat. Just letting it roll. Make sure it's not sticking. Alright, we're going to turn our wok this way so I don't bump it. We got that roll bowl going. I'm going to just bring it down just a little bit. Look at that thing go. Alright. And then what we will do here is that wonderful steak that we just were talking about and that we had marinating. We're just going to go ahead and scoop that out over here. So I'm going to bring this up to about a medium heat. What I'm going to do is just kind of toss it in my skillet. We're just going to sear it around just a little bit. And then we're going to add it to our ramen. I'll just add that, let it kind of simmer and sizzle around here. Just going to go ahead and crank it up to a high heat on the skillet. Set that back there. Got my big tasting spoon here. This is what I like about these carbon woks. Now this is a Yosu Kata wok. It's a blue carbon steel. They have the black, the silver, whatever style you want with them. I like this one. The reason why I went with this one is because there's the main reason, no Teflon. I'm trying to get Teflon out of my kitchen, but sometimes cleaning up messes with something like this one was only like 20 bucks at like a TJ Maxx or Marshall's. And this one is one of those that's kind of like the Hex Clad, which is super expensive. I mean, if you're not looking for lifetime warranty, then I would say, hit up your local stores and check them out. Wash them twice if you're going with a pan like this when you first get them, because there is residue in there. So don't think, hey, I go home, I rinse it out. Wash it twice. Warm soap water, not hot water, but just warm and soapy water. Just to make sure everything's clean. I'm going to try and look out for everybody here. All right. Got this. Just going to let it cool off for a second. And we're going to sip it. And you can just kind of see those beautiful colors in there. It's like a nice caramel brown with a little bit of green onion. Oh man, that is on point, guys. That right there is on point. I'm not even going to add any more. The hand to eye ratio was good. I will set my spoon back here for that. And that's what I like about these ones with the raised. You can use these metal utensils. Do I recommend it? No. And why am I doing it today? Is just because it's what I had in my bowl at the moment. So as this is doing that, what we're going to do over here is we are going to introduce our ramen. Da-da-da. So they make different ones. This has been a successful brand for me. You can use any ramen that you want. Even if you get the ramen that's in the package, you can go ahead and do that, guys. Because I know those are like a few cents. So it just depends on what you want. If you want the experience to be, kind of quick, those ramen noodles will work out just fine. Here's the cool thing for this one is you can have 4 individual packets in here, and you can cook them as many or all at once if you want. So you don't just have to add it to the broth right away. So let's take a look. So there's 1. There's 2. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and add all of them, because I'll probably make this some of my lunch for tomorrow. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. So, hey, thanks for joining in. I hope I'm saying the name right. Diane, shout out to you. So with this, what we're making is a soulful, from scratch, just something I kind of cooked up this afternoon. I took an inventory of what I had um, in my refrigerator and in my kitchen, stuff that I needed to cook down, and stuff that needed to be cooked. Now, what I'm probably going to do is, since it's boiling down, I'm going to go ahead and turn this to a low. And just going to add, maybe for this round, because I want it to steam and simmer, and I don't want it to burn everything on the bottom. That was about another cup, but this is a big bowl. So when I cook on my channel, guys, y'all know me. I'm doing it from scratch 9 out of 10 times. And then I will try and post the recipe to the best of my knowledge. So we're going to let these kind of cook and simmer here. Just work them in. There we go. We're going with that low to medium heat there. And we're coming back over here. I'm going to try and rotate our meat around here. Now, it will cook some more when we put it over here into our ramen. But what I'm doing over here is just trying to let it kind of simmer, sizzle. Now, if you don't want any juice in here, you can definitely take all the juice that was in here and just drop it in there, which I will probably do because we're going to end up with some of that fat rendering down from our steak. Now this is just some sirloin strip steak that I picked up at the store. So it's not anything super expensive, nothing too crazy. But I did want to make sure that the meat is at a proper temperature and properly cooked to a edible point. And as some of these pieces, because it's going to continue to cook over here, I'm just going to go ahead and add some of them to there. And so like this piece here, if we take a look at it here in my light, you can notice some of the red pink here. This is a nice medium rare. It'll probably finish off to a nice medium because I'm just going to lay them here on top. So don't have to cook the meat all the way down because it will become tough. Now you can add some more water if you need to. Just remember to kind of taste it and add your other seasonings as you go. Stir up everything that's in here. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and add all this to what we have. You know what? Here's something that you can do since I have some ingredients in here. And I don't feel like trying to clean up everything all at once. You can get the fat and some of the other pieces that you may have left in the skillet. Let it warm up over here with that water in there, and that grease and the oils and stuff will take a hold in that water. So when you dump it, you're still getting more flavor back into your ramen. And you can just see all that right there as it's pouring in. And we're going to offset everything over here. Set that there. Grab our handy dandy spoon. Look at those noodles, they're already falling apart. That's perfect. We're just going to stir everything up now, guys. And look at it all come together. Grab some of those carrots, putting them on top. Look at that. If I can lean it up a little bit so y'all can see it. Look at those noodles. Everything's coming together nice. The only thing that's going to offset for me now is my flavor, because remember I had it perfect, but then I added some water, so it made it a little dull. So the best thing to do, I cook a lot, so I actually have a tasting spoon. But just look at that beautiful coloring. It's a nice amber tone. You can see the oils that we had in there, that fat kind of shimmering on the top. Someone that's sick, my friend. That too. Who's up watching YouTube this late? Take your pick. Oh, that rendered down pretty good though. Guys, I'm going to call it probably done there. The chili flakes are coming in with some heat. I'm loving that. Now, you can leave the chili flakes out if you don't want them. I'm just going to turn that off, let it finish simmering. And that's going to be it, guys. Now, for an added touch, if you wanted to, let's come on over here while this is simmering down. I'm just going to leave it. The power is off over here. So back to our cutting board. Now, if you made it this far, you can tell all your friends and everything. I'm just going to go ahead and start prepping a bowl here. These eggs, I don't know if you can see them. So what I've done here is I took some honey, the natural honey that we talked about a second ago. I took some flakes. I took some ground ginger. I took a little splash of our seasoning here. And the Kiko Man soy sauce. I put them in here. These eggs, you want them to be no more than a minute on the boil, because you kind of want that. These probably got done too much because I have children and so forth. That comes with that because I am a dad that loves to cook. I did add a little bit of garlic to this and whisk it all together. So as they set, they're going to turn color. As you can see here, you can see the white where it was setting up just like the rest of these. Okay. So it will change the color, but it absorbs the flavor. So whatever you have in here that they're setting in, they're going to change color. They're going to get a nice dark tan, if you will. It's kind of like their day at the beach. So if you've ever been at a restaurant and wondered, like, hey, how do they get their eggs to turn that color? That's how. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take our wonderful knife that we had tonight. We're just going to prep some of those eggs. Look at that beautiful color, though. See that beautiful tan? You can see the difference in the coloration there. I feel like I could eat 2 eggs tonight. We're just going to, yeah. So what you really want, guys, is a soft-boiled egg. These got away from me, but let's take a look at one more. Definitely, we'll say we could have went a little less on the time for these, but let's take a look at them. All right. So with these, if we notice the edge here, it's starting to soak in. So I've only had these in here for about 30 minutes or so. Now, as they progress in my refrigerator, this will seep all the way into the interior of the egg portion. So gauge how you want them. If you don't want them to be fully like this all the way through, after you know have a couple and taste them, you may want to pull them from your source over here and bag them up, right? So that's one way you can kind of gauge how much flavor you want in those eggs. Now these, I'm definitely going to let them simmer overnight in my refrigerator, put a lid on them, and stir them around a little bit, so they all get um, a rotation in and get that wonderful flavor that we want. So like this one, you can see like right here on the edge here, where it's white here and it's tan here, how it was absorbing a little bit more there. So yeah, let's make up our bowl, guys. All right. So we start out with our bowl. We slap some noodles, but we're going to have some broth. Get all that in there like that. Guys, I am super excited that this turned out so well. Trying not to make a mess, but when you're cooking, might as well have fun, right? All right. All right, guys. There we are. Now we just want to set our eggs in there. Like I said, soft boiled eggs are going to be your friend on this one. Just going to garnish it on top. And then there you have it, guys. That beautiful bowl of ramen. So yeah, I know it took a while, guys. I appreciate everyone's time tonight. I appreciate everyone burning that midnight oil with me. Again, I want to say thanks to Jocelyn for sticking it out with me. I appreciate you. Um, Diane, Phoenix, Global, thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. I really do appreciate everything. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Yes, Jocelyn, I do raise my own chickens. I do have my side chicks, if you will, out back. Um, so yeah, guys, do y'all have any questions for me before I end the live tonight? Um, it turned out phenomenal. The flavor's good. The meat's nice and tender because we were letting it soak. Um, let's go ahead and see how how it did. Mm, has a good teriyaki flavor. Surprisingly, it has a little sweet from the honey. There's a little like, sorry, that's fresh and hot. That sweetness from the honey and stuff. I do feel a little bit of the heat from the chili flakes. It's a low heat. It's not anything hot. But again, everyone knows their own heat. My wife, she's a zero. She's like, no, not gonna have it. Let me get that out of y'all's way there. But no, thank y'all so much. Much love. From my home to yours. Check out the the comments. If you need anything, let me know, and I will definitely try and get the recipe to you. If it didn't scroll well, I'm just trying to find ways to integrate it to where people can watch all the way through, pause and go as they need to. But let me know how everything goes, guys. Thank you so much. I do have my medication that they prescribed me today because the first rounds didn't go so well. So fingers crossed and praying. But thank you so much, Jocelyn. I appreciate you so much for sticking it out with me tonight. But yeah, guys, let's take one more last look and we'll call it quits for tonight. Don't mind the mess in the kitchen. There's our eggs. There's everything there. All that's left to do is eat, guys. Y'all helped me create this tonight. So shout out to everyone there. Look at the beautiful flavor. That when I say flavor, I'm talking about the oils and the fats and things that you see shimmering there. Thank you for those likes. Yeah, guys, look at the shimmer. It's jam-packed full of flavor. I wish there was like smell-o-vision or taste-o-vision because I would be DMing everybody some ramen tonight. But it turned out great. Later, guys. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a blessed night. Have a good day at work. If you have to go to work and you just couldn't sleep, I appreciate all the time that y'all spent with me. Again, thank you. Have a great day.